So what's new in Orlando? Well, we got a new ER, change in the plans for a town center that I'm not sure is gonna go over well with locals, a major update to Lake Nona's newest shopping center, and some unique attractions that might potentially come to International Drive. Over in Horizon West, the Catalyst Design Group, on behalf of Boyd Development, filed plans for an over 10,000 square foot freestanding ER with 36 parking spaces right here at the intersection of New Independence and Avalon, right in front of the Wincy Groves community. According to the article by Growth Spotter, the project could potentially move forward with fair ease, just for the simple fact that they wouldn't have to rezone, as current zoning allows for a medical clinic. This would put you just about 5 minutes from the current kind of main hospital for the Horizon West area, which would be the Orlando Health Horizon West Hospital. That hospital wasn't built that long ago. It was built back in 2021. And then over in Flamingo Crossings, you have the Advent Health ER as well. So you sort of have potentially the three major players when it comes to the medical field here in Central Florida in Horizon West. Now, this isn't concrete. I'll keep you updated if it actually does end up coming to fruition. Quick little note from a real estate agent's perspective, especially one that helps clients a lot with new construction, is that when you're buying these new construction homes and you're selecting lots, and let's say the community like Wincy Groves in this case backs up to an empty plot of land that may have a premium attached to buying those specific lots, you kind of want to be sure that there are true conservation lots versus something that could be built on later. Not saying that this could potentially be a deal breaker for you, but I would hate to know that somebody bought that assuming there would never be anything built back there, and then now the potential of an ER, gas station with Wawa. So just be mindful of that, and something I try to prep clients for if they're buying perceived conservation lots. So over in Minneola, Florida, if you recall, there's supposed to be a town center built there right across from where the Publix is by that turnpike exit. There's been a recent change in how that'll actually manifest. Before, it was 10 restaurants, 90,000 square foot retail lifestyle center, 4-story hotel, mixed use office, and some other things like bike accessible trails and a gas station. But now the plan seems to be 2 big side-by-side box stores. And that's disappointing. The developer has not yet named what could be coming to those exact spaces. Growth Spotter in their article seemed to suggest that the site plans and footprints are pretty identical, or nearly identical rather, to a Walmart and Sam's Club proposal over in the Davenport area that recently occurred. From the standpoint of building community and just having everything close by you if you are staying around this Hills of Minneola area, I thought it was an amazing option. It is worth noting that this is not final as of yet. The principal of Sunterra, Richard German, was quoted as saying in the article, "We're pretty excited about it at this point. We know getting through the process and approvals will be a challenge because it's not maybe what a lot of people visualize, but it's the best thing for the residents of Minneola." As disappointing as it is personally, I always try to see the positive side of things. And so I could see, in a sense, with the thousands of homes to come to this part of Minneola specifically, because it's gonna be a wild build out for a couple years. An extra grocer option is a great deal for the general community. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments. We got some exciting news regarding Lake Nona, specifically Lake Nona West, the newest shopping center announced. We did know that Target was coming to the area finally. A lot of people have been waiting on that for quite some time. And then even more recently announced was Total Wine and More as a part of Lake Nona West. But recently we got even more tenant announcements, one being Nordstrom Rack, another being HomeSense, another being Barnes and Noble, and the first restaurant that we have confirmed for that project, which would be Canonita, apparently a very famous Mexican concept over in Vegas. They've been over at the Venetian for 25 years now, according to Orlando Business Journal. Also, for my electric car drivers, they'll be installing 20 additional level 3 chargers through the Mercedes-Benz high power charging network. There's still more tenants to come, so let me know. I've heard a lot of people pitch in for a steakhouse to be a part of this. Some people still are rooting for like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. There is a Sprouts coming over in Eagle Creek, which I had somebody mention over on Instagram. And so let me know, what else do you think should come to this part of Lake Nona? Love seeing new ventures announced for the Lake Nona area. The area is far from finished. They haven't even started on the Midtown section as of yet. And so we got a lot more announcements in years to come from this part of town, but let me know how you feel about Lake Nona West. You remember last week's episode where I talked about Society Park, you know, that what some are calling Gen Z Country Club coming to the iDrive corridor on the former 43-acre Wyndham Orlando resort site? Well, in addition to that, Chuck Woodall, CEO of Unicorp Development, is looking into a immersive entertainment concept. He spoke to the Journal and said there's a lot of immersive things happening around the world right now, and they've actually had early talks with one of them for a 100,000 square foot facility. One that I find interesting, he did say he found some interesting from like Dubai and London, and he hasn't named any specifics. But if I were to throw my hat in there, and the Business Journal did suggest this, but I've seen it all over the place before. It's over in Japan. It's called Team Lab. It's kind of like you step into this room of like, I don't know how to describe it, to be honest, but it looks incredibly cool. I think that could be a really good fit. I would love to see something like that here in Orlando. The article does mention some other entertainment options, such as Paradox Museum over in Miami, Super Blue, which has a location in Miami. I've never been to either of these, but if you have, let me know in the comments down below, how was it? But seeing something like this, in addition to Society Park, in addition to some of the other things going on iDrive, it's really lending to this idea of kind of a rebirth of this important, really important corridor when it comes to Orlando. It's not just some place you pass through to get to maybe Epic Universe. You're gonna be having fun while on your vacation, or as a local, you get to enjoy it whenever you want. So that's a little bit about what's new, but what's not new is my desire to help you. If you're interested in purchasing a home anywhere in Central Florida, I'd love to partner with you as your real estate agent. So feel free to shoot me an email, info@orlandowithmario.com. I'm happy to get the process started. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next episode.